So we've talked about hip pain. We get a lot of people that come in with degenerative hips, etc. So one of the or two of the stretches that I love are going to be, and you can look through our videos and you can find these stretches if you don't know what they are, but one is a couch stretch or a hip flexor stretch. You want to open up the anterior muscles in front of your hip socket. You want that hip to be able to move freely and swing freely from front to back. So what you have to do is you have to stretch out the hip flexor, which is the muscles that cover the front that flex the hip and pull it up. You also want to be stretching and mobilizing the piriformis and glute med. So that is an external rotator of the hip, because you want that ball, you want your hip to be able to externally rotate. So when you sit down or you squat down or you move to sit in a chair, you want your hips to be able to open up, so that, and your knees to be able to open up so you can sit down into that so you can just sit down into that pelvis, that you can sit down in that and get the mobility you need, and you're not pulling it out of your low back because your hips don't move. So piriformis stretching and glute med stretching to help open up the posterior chain, because those muscles run this way. And so things like the pigeon stretch, that's one of my favorites, pigeon stretch, and then on the hip flexor, the couch stretch, to open up the anterior and posterior hip so that you have as much mobility as possible. So that way that ball and socket can, the more that it moves, the healthier it's going to be, and the more synovial fluid and things that will be moving around in that area to help to keep that joint as healthy as possible.